WEMF Radio Now.
We are live.
And it is Saturday.
And it is the Young Jerks.
On WMF Radio.
We're not getting it wrong this week, Frankie.
No, that's right. Well, not yet, at least. We always get it right in the intro.
We do, but sometimes, yeah.
We get in the thick of it, you know. It feels like an old, comfortable shoe.
It is like an old, comfortable marriage between you and I at this point.
Is, you know. We both wear pants.
Yeah.
In case anyone was wondering.
Except we have a lot of separation during the week. We both have different lives at different work, and then we come together. It's like, I'm always like, is Frank going to be here?
And then I'm always here.
He's always here, like 10 minutes, like right when he's supposed to be.
Bam.
And
I'd like
it's
to be
just
here
like
earlier,
old and comfortable.
You know, life is it's crazy. It's a crazy ride.
Well, we've been having some good times.
I'm still riding high off last weekend.
I'm riding high and maybe even a little bit tired because it's just been a wild ride the last few weeks.
It's been crazy, and there's so much more to come.
Yes,
you know, I mean,
that's what's exciting.
The convention and just so much going on.
Yeah.
So much to talk about.
Even on Monday. You know, it's good and bad too. Like that's what we've been talking about a lot. Is we had all these little setbacks and little losses, and you know, personally, and even with the medical marijuana movement that we always talk about, with, you know, the law, the implementation, but at the same time, so much good stuff happening.
It's just it's incredible, you know, how much good things we have going on, and I'm just really excited because everything is happening so quick, but the tide is changing in our favor so much that even though bad things are kind of going at the same time, there's just so many victories that why even focus on the negative?
I know that's I think what us doing this for what you know, I've been doing radio, starting out on regular radio to Boston radio to WEMF now. It's basically been the same show with different hosts, and you've been here for a while now, Frank, and you've been involved in it.
And I've done radio too. I started over at 88.1 over at MIT Radio, and then moved over to Occupy Boston, and then jumped on with you at Unregular.
And even before that, you were a guest on that.
And I was a guest
shows.
on. Mm-hmm.
And I think the point that we were getting to for so long is, man, life has been negative in so many respects, and you got screwed, and you got people let you down, and you maybe let yourself down at times, and you can sit there and point at people, or you can be positive, and I think that's where we're at and what we do now so well, and what we always try to focus on. Positive, what can we actually do in our backyards? What do we have control over? Usually it's not about control over what that other person did, it's control over what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been trying to do here every week, and I can feel it. Week by week, we are getting stronger. Week by week, it's unbelievable what's going on. I mean, even at EMF Radio, I feel like Saturdays are a strong day at EMF Radio, and I feel like we're a big part of that with Smoking in the Girls' Room after us, Ryan's show, the music show before us every week. It's good things are happening here at EMF Radio, and I'm very happy to be here with Frank, the Young Jerks, and we haven't even mentioned it. We had a big weekend this last weekend, Boston Freedom Rally weekend.
25th annual.
Holy crap.
Wow, I'm getting old.
And it was great because there's so many friends and family and people, and remembering the King of Pot, and we have some of those folks that were there organizing it this weekend here in the studio, number one. Chris Foy.
Uh-huh.
Say hello, Chris Foy.
Oh, good to be here.
Music coordinator. He's also at now, you know, again, people are moving up. He's now got a new job with Northeastern Institute of Cannabis. It's the second Boston area school for educating cannabis. It's newly opened. And it's run by Mickey Martin, who's basically a big star now. Everyone knows who Mickey is.
Likes weed and is a good person.
Yeah,
it's interesting to watch that man work. It's awesome to be a part of the project, you know. But last week it was all about the Freedom Rally, you know. That's what, you know. That's the bread and butter, you know. That's what got us here, and that's what. It was just great to throw that party and be involved with everybody that was, you know, made that a success.
I thought that was a really awesome addition to the Freedom Rally that we had never had before, which was the you know, cannabis tent there, where you had the sit downs, you know, like they had the dabbers up there, and you know, talking about the concentrates and just all the different kind of things. I was like, wow, that's something that I never really realized we were missing at the Freedom Rally, to have those kind of discussions and stuff like that. That was, to me, like a huge step in the right direction. you know, and I was really excited to see it. And watching Mickey too, like go like from the, you know, the second stage, and then just, you know, giving his speech and doing his, you know, doing his thing, and then like just trucking it right to the main stage, and then doing it all over again for everyone else over there. It was
so
a really
good.
cool thing. It was really
that
cool.
was an environment that we identified at the Seattle Hemp Fest. Me and Kara Crab-Burnham, the president of Mascan, you know, went out to Seattle, and we just, you know, you're soaking in that environment. And what they had over there was the Hemposium, the Rick Smith Hemposium tent, and that was, you know, that was the answer that had, like you said, had been missing in the Boston Freedom Rally. You know, that was the legitimacy. You know, it's fun to go there and festival and be a part of the music, but that was where the activism was happening, and we needed to bring that atmosphere to the Freedom Rally. And 3 years later, we did that with the help of Mickey Martin and the Northeastern Institute of Cannabis, and it was a great hit, you know. And it's funny that you say that. You know, everybody can see how hard we're all running around, and, you know, the many hats that we're all wearing. You know, I'm bouncing around from all the events that we had going on at the rally this year. We had the main stage, which was great. You know, we had the bandstand stage, which was awesome. You know, we had the
Mount on the reggae.
We had the NIC.
You had 4 things going on, basically.
And we had the reggae on the Mount, which was awesome. You know, it was a little guerrilla, just. It took on a life of its own. That was supposed to be, Reggae on the Mount was supposed to be just a really good jam session that was not going to be, you know, not going to have a PA, not going to be juiced, and just all acoustic. And we got involved with that new radio station 87.7, and they got the balls rolling and the juices flowing with a lot of people. We started booking bands like Mighty Mystic and, you know, 8 Feet Tall, and these bands, these legends, and kind of like the reggae, Boston reggae scene, and they want to be involved. And we ended up getting power from the duck pond down there, just running it up there with an extension cord, and we plugged in a PA, and we just went with it. And the cops shut it down. But I think we showed what could be possible. So I think with a little more funding next year, that's going to be a place to be.
Yeah, no, and the music was great up there too. I found myself, you know, spending a good amount of time up in that hill, just chilling on the monument, listening, you know, to the music and stuff, and all the bands. Really, I mean, the whole entire, you know, weekend was full of awesome bands
and great speeches. One of my favorite. I got the Dave Tree. Did you see him?
I did. It was an awesome. I saw the video. I didn't see him live, but I saw the video. It was a super.
I saw one
awesome
video from one side with the epic one from Rob Patillo's group there, and then I saw him live on the other stage, and it was kind of the same speech but a little bit different. But I loved it. It's you know, about the support we get in 25 years, how priceless it is to see this amount of support. You can't buy it. You can't buy it. You know, the other side, they can spend all the money they want, but they can't buy the public support we have and the organizational and the environment there. It was just the thing, you know, maybe not as big of a crowd in front of some of the main stages like in the past, but what you saw that was much bigger, in my opinion, the biggest Freedom Rally ever. It was, like Chris said, 4 stages going on, but also the amount of sponsors, the amount of commerce that was happening there, and to see the amount of banners on the stage.
Yep.
I mean, there were more banners than you've ever seen before.
Greenleaf was up there, and
yeah.
You know what I was really amazed too, and like just kind of as like a sign of the progress that we're making, is all the glass.
Yeah,
that was
out in the open.
Just boom, just right there, all the glass. You
and
know?
the police were very cool for once.
I mean, how many pictures of there though, like that got tweeted out or Instagrammed or whatever, of just people just smoking, just and the cops are just standing right there,
and they're fine,
you know, and they're not doing anything.
The cops were being very cool. The park rangers. I had to give it to Boston.
Yeah, you know, I seen a flare-up that really made me nervous in the beginning of the day, and it was because of this kid that was drunk and didn't want to be civil with the cops.
You know, that's going to happen.
It caused a scene, and you know, we squashed it right away, and it was great. I was able to, in that little flare-up, I was able to link up with the commanding officer that was on the scene, and I was able to introduce myself and, you know, become the point of contact, you know, for him, and so we were able to touch base, and they were really cool. You know, they were not there to disrupt the mojo of the day, and it went off without a problem. Besides the rain, it was a perfect day. A little bit of rain.
Rain wasn't too bad though. I mean, it came pretty much right at almost the end of the night, you know, and it was a welcome kind of release too, you know, because it was just kind of, no one really left, you know, everyone just kind of retreated up onto the hill to smoke, and
it would have been great at the NIC tent. everybody coming under the tent, but all the cops came under our tent. And we were happy. We were happy to have them, and we were accommodating. But it was like, yeah, we didn't have a very good crowd at that point.
617-500-7100 if you want to call in and comment. We should also note a few things. You know, we want to make sure that we get it in. There is a big press conference on Monday at the State House. You can look it up right now on mycan.net, www.mycan.net. All the information is there. It's Massachusetts Patients Advocacy Alliance is going to be at the State House at 11 a.m. You got the suits. You got all the advocates for Massachusetts medical marijuana here, and they're upset with the governor of Massachusetts. They want to make sure that we get this medical marijuana law right. So far, it hasn't been set up right, and we're upset, and we want to make sure that we get out there at 11 a.m. at the State House on Monday morning. Check it out. And they're just handing out some awards over here. What do you got here,
It's
Chris
just turned into an award show.
What do you got? You just gave something to me and gave Dave Crespo. What's going on over
know, I know you guys were out there at the after party that we had, or the mid party, we should call it, the halftime, and we brought back something that you used to do, Mike. You know, the MassCan Awards, and it really is awesome to be able to identify people that deserve these awards. And there was just such an arsenal of local activists. We were able to give you, Mike, Local Activist of the Year, and without, you know, it was easy to give you. You know, you've been using your tools to benefit MassCan for years, and as you expanded and we work very well together. You know, I think our reach and our tools have expanded as well. You know, we got a lot of tools in our toolbox, and we appreciate the work that you do for us.
Thank you. Number one, this is for KOP, so Michael Malta, I take the award every time just to say it's for KOP. I mean, he inspired me, and it's for Dave Tree too. Like, Dave Tree gave me the name Mike Can, even though, you know, now Mike Crawford, everyone knows that, but there was a time when I needed to be Mike Can. There was a real fear about being a marijuana activist, and that's changed. And you know, in the past, I would listen to my mom's generation say, hey, if you become a marijuana activist, you're not going to get a good job. You're going to lose your big money career that you had at that point. And you know what? That's changed. It's like, I'm probably going to get a better job because I am a marijuana activist. I write on this stuff now. My father says to me, he's like, wow, I look at you writing. Look at this. Washington Post is hiring pot writers. Yeah, wow, I can see your career, where you're going in your career. And
we can finally use that activism resume we've been building.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing. And I have to thank everyone. Thank everyone that, you know, it's been a tough couple of years, and especially with what happened with Michael. And I just love everyone. Dig Boston, EMF Radio. Thank you. Thank you. And Greenleaf Magazine, MassCan Normal, Frank Capone, Dave Crespo. I could keep going, you know, Carmelita especially, Valerie Malta, you know. Thank you, Red Blazer. It's
all the people you're naming is just it's awesome to work with all them.
And that's the thing. I'm leaving people out. Like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes you don't want to name names, but I have to because I love people, and I just want people to know if I miss you, it's because there's so many of you. It's really true. Truly, truly, truly true.
I mean, it's a testament to you know, the team that we have in so many areas. You know, we were able to give WEMF the award as well for just 420 like friendly organization. For lack of a better way to word it, you know, it's just these organizations that put their brand behind legalization, you know, and they fully support it without fear of maybe the blowback, and that's really lessened in the years, I think. But WMF and the people that work here have been supporting MassCan and legalization for years.
You got anything to say, Dave Crespo? You just got the award for EMF Radio for best organization. What is this award called?
420 friendly organization.
Supporting MassCan. Yeah, what do you got to say, Dave Crespo?
This is the highest achievement that I've ever. I don't think that I've ever received with my radio efforts. So thank you so much.
Hey.
Thank you. I don't just take this, for
you beat Dig Boston. I thought Dig Boston was going to win now.
And WAF.
I know.
There's a lot of people who put in a lot of work, but I want to say,
and they were good.
I want to say thanks to Dex, because Dex is how we started working with MassCan. Matt Lax, Keith Saunders is coming down here in Carrot Crab Burnham every week. Chris, of course, man. This is just the opportunities that you give us here at WEMF are huge.
You know, it's what you did during the rally, you know, this weekend is, you know, just proves that, you know, that award is well deserved. You know, you know, as Mike, as you know, it's not a big problem. It's all the little ones, you know, and you know, the accumulation of all these little fires, and you have so many little fires. And I had a few that I was able just to text Dave Crispo, I got this. He's like, oh, I got you, you know. And having a team that is just that strong and that capable is makes my job a little easier. Awesome. I also, I don't know if I said it, I got Chris Ferrone, I got to thank him too.
Hey.
He's the man. He was in there too for local activist of the year, you know, nominated.
And I got to also say what Dave kind of did, which is mention the other nominees, especially the two that I really have worked with and like a lot, Bobby Nuggs and Bill Downing for this award. They definitely deserved it too. So, you know, awesome people. Bobby Nuggs, I kept telling him, like, you're going to win it next year, because my days of activism, I've done a lot. I really appreciate this award, but it's time for him to take over.
You should have seen,
you taking over on the music for me at the rally.
You should have seen.
He's next. He's already doing it. He's bigger than me in some ways.
The Secret Cup was amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Friggin' Immortal Technique down there. Oh my God, that was just like
Immortal Technique was at the Secret Cup.
With Bobby Nuggs.
That was an activist's dream.
Yeah.
I was just like standing there waiting. Like everybody's just dabbed, you know, the F out, and I'm like, where is he?
And that's the thing.
Nobody knew what they. Everybody knew what they had, but it was just like, yeah, I kind of was like. Immortals. I was so pumped. Bobby kills it, man. The work he does. It's so awesome just to be involved in all these crews. You know, like people come to something like the Freedom Rally, and they come with their crew. You know, and they're representing themselves. They're representing what they do. You know, the oil guys and the crews, and you know, people's brands, and you know, like it's just awesome to see everybody come and be a part of a community, you know, and it's really going to be something in the next couple of years, the way the Freedom Rally is growing, and everybody's camp is growing, you know, like everybody's capabilities are growing, and we're all consolidating all these efforts on the Boston Commons once a year.
I really like this award. It looks nice in terms of how it looks. Beautiful emblem, mask can normal, got my name on it. Nice award, Foy. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It was funny. We ended up, those of you were lost a little just in translation, you know, with everything that was going on, and we got those cool little plants that we were getting.
Yeah, no, I got 2 awards basically.
My buddy makes those Canale Metalworks, and he killed those. And I was like, let's give these away for once. So next year he's gonna make the awards, and we're gonna make those look so like pimped out. Awesome.
I like both awards. It's great to have 2 of them. Appreciate it. And yeah, the thing about Bobby Nuggs too, and you know, a lot of what we're talking about is it continues. We're working on New England Cannabis Convention's coming up January 31st, February 1st at Park Plaza. You're going to see a lot more panelists at this event. You're going to see a lot of that education, and you're going to see a lot of the what I call the pop politics, where pop politics meets the business. You know, it's going to be also a trade show, but it's also going to be a pop politics show, and it's going to be amazing. Everyone's going to be able to go. It's going to be an affordable event at a major, high-class venue done the right way with press, media. Check it out every week in Dig Boston. We're promoting it. We're working on it. It's going to be major. I'm running the programming for it. I can't wait on this. So that's one thing that I want to pump every week, because Boston, it continues to happen. We're going to bring a lot of people in. N.A. Poe, Diane Russell, Vermin Supreme, some of the same ones. Some of the people that couldn't come, like Chris Goldstein, talking to him, going to get him out here. We're going to do it again. It's going to keep happening over and over and over and over again in Boston every single day. You got cannabis colleges coming up, like Northeastern Institute of Cannabis that we talked about today. I have an open house today that Chris Foy is at.
Absolutely.
More of that's coming up. We're also going to have CannaCon coming up. Lots of things happening all the time in Massachusetts. Also, we are going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back with... You know who we'll come back with, Frankie?
The man himself.
Who is it?
Attorney John Seed.
And can you tell us more about Mr. Seed?
Absolutely. We had him on, probably like, a month ago or 2? And he's from Crefft, Seed and Chan, and he recently won a case where a person was growing in their house, and the police, this was a legal medical patient, growing in their own house, and the police seized all of their plants and everything, and then beat the case, and then said, hey, I'm a legal medical patient, you took my medicine.
I want it back.
Yeah, so what's up with my medicine?
And we're going to find out if that patient got the medicine back and how that worked out. And if you have any questions about the medical marijuana law in Massachusetts, this is your opportunity. You can call in, you can ask questions. You can even send them to us on Twitter or whatever. If we're up
Twitter,
there.
Facebook, all that stuff.
617-500-7100. I think we're going to play some music. Dave Crespo, what do you got? You got to have something to celebrate our awards here.
I have like more of like revolution.
That's
music.
what we're doing. That's exactly.
I have F-Bombs by A Minor Revolution.
Perfect. Yeah.
Shout out to Minor Revolution.
Let's hear it.
Love those guys.
We'll be back.
WEMF Radio Now.
We're back.
Young Jerks.
Here on WEMFradio.com. And we're in the studio today with Chris Foy and also John Seed, who's going to come in a second. Just real quick, you just heard from A Minor Revolution. They've got a West Coast tour, so if you're out in, the West Coast area, check them out. They're coming to a town near you. And, right now,
we got Kravitz, Seed, and Chan, attorneys at law. John B. Seed, DUI, criminal defense attorney, in the studio. If you want to look him up, kravitzlaw.com. I believe it's johnseedlaw.com too.
That is it.
Two different websites, two firms or one firm? I'm kind of confused on that.
It's one firm.
One firm.
That's just my own personal site.
Oh, cool. So, and I know you guys for a while now. Kravitz I've worked with in the past, helping him out with some cases, as a matter of fact. And you to come to find out last time you were on here, you're an assistant. You were an assistant district attorney, right?
It was.
Which I love. Because I like the politics and the prosecutors, and to have someone like that, someone like you in here, is awesome for us. I really appreciate that you'd come in here, John.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And you just had this case you had talked about a few weeks ago that Frank set up perfectly, where they were medical users. They got busted by the police, which happens a lot in Massachusetts, and they fought. They had you as their attorney. They got the best defense, and you won the case, right?
Right. The case was dismissed on a motion to dismiss that we won back in July.
Did the prosecution kind of just fold on that, or
they did? They didn't challenge the motion, and as we talked about last time I was on the show, the motion kind of timed up perfectly with the change in the case law, and the odor of fresh marijuana no longer being probable cause to search. That was the basis for the search warrant in this case, and so when that came out, it was kind of the perfect storm, and we put it forward, and the district attorney's office didn't challenge it. So the judge had no other recourse but to dismiss the case at that time.
That's funny, because I would almost think it would be because of the medical marijuana recommendations and all that, but that didn't even come into play. No, it's there's so many ways to get out of it now, in a way, right?
Right. I mean, we had a number of strategies going in even before the law changed. One of those being, of course, is medical marijuana slip, so to speak, that was valid at the time of the search. So that was lined up, but we never had to get to that point. So it worked out well for us.
That's awesome. And so since then, we had talked about this when you were on the show last time. I don't know if we talked about it on the air or off the air, but you were, I think, on the air, actually.
Yeah, we did talk about it on air.
We said that you had said that you were hoping to get the marijuana back, and it might be the first time it's ever happened in Massachusetts where the police, prosecutors have to return medical marijuana to a patient, and something happened. What happened since then?
Well, what I did is, I kind of had a feeling about a week before we were actually supposed to go in for the motion to dismiss hearing. I got word from the DA that they weren't going to object or challenge the motion. So I crafted a motion for return of property at that time, but didn't serve that on anybody. Didn't want to kind of
rub it in their face.
Well, I didn't want to be presumptuous and jump the gun on that, and all of a sudden they changed their mind. So I waited for the dismissal to go through, and then as soon as that became official, I then filed the motion for return of property immediately. The district attorney asked for some time because there were over, I have it in front of me, there were over 100 like 111 items, plus all the plants, plus all the grow stuff that he had. So they asked for a date for a hearing on that. We went back in on September 11th on that hearing, and basically have gotten the entire property returned. The judge in that case has allowed 10 ounces of marijuana.
Because that's the law, right?
Under the medical statute, they've determined that a 60-day supply is 10 ounces. So he's determined that we're allowed to get 10 ounces back. I'm interested to see how it plays out. We don't have it physically yet. There's kind of a 30-day stay on the collection of the property, but my client would love to see what state his marijuana is in at this point.
Yeah, we can't wait. Keep us updated on that.
We'd like to be able to select which 10 ounces we get to take.
Yeah, I wonder if the plants will still be alive.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, probably not, right?
Where do they keep it? Yeah. It's not like there's some cop tending to it now and just making sure the lights are on or giving it all the nutrients, checking the pH of the soil.
Is it
Thurgood from How High?
I'm just wondering too, like you said, is there going to be like a hearing on what he gets to select? Like, is he going to say I want this stuff right here. This is the best stuff. This is my 10 ounce.
I think what we'll end up doing is, I spoke with the sergeant after the hearing, so I'll coordinate with him in the next couple of weeks, and we'll head up to the Topsfield Police Department evidence room, and I imagine take a look at a couple of green hefty trash bags and see what's in it. And go from there.
And do the police give the indication they're going to go along with this, right? That they're going to comply with
the court? It's a court order. There's obviously another issue pending in a different county in Braintree.
Right? Yeah, we're talking about that.
But those facts and circumstances are a little different. The district attorney's office in that case is a little more involved there because there was accusations of dealing. That's not the case with my client. It was all...
Yeah, that guy had 6 separate bags of weed and money on him and stuff. But he has a court order from the judge saying to give his property back.
He does. But it's their right to challenge it if they want to. There's higher courts that they can bring that to if they want to. I don't anticipate that in my case, but the indicia of selling is what kind of separates the two cases.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. And that's the thing on all these cases. All depends on the specifics. People will have to realize that the law may be one way, but the police can do what they want, and then you have to fight it out in court based on the facts and the specifics of your case, and look for a way out of it. Just like this happened, like the search warrant was bad.
Right. Yeah. And there's also been some new developments too with.
We got Benny in here. We got Frankie's son, Benny. I love Benny. He's making noise in the background, isn't he, Frankie? Are you gonna have to spank him?
No, I don't spank my kid. I don't play in the NFL. All right.
There you go. Good. That Frankie. That's why I like you. But
fetch me a switch, boy.
Yeah, we wouldn't. That's spank
horrible.
Benny. Benny's so cute too. He can yell all he wants. Hello, Benny. Come on in here. Raise hell.
Make a ruckus.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. How old is Ben now?
He's 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
And this pen doesn't work. He's 4, and he's awesome. He climbs boulders. We went bouldering yesterday, and he's actually pretty good at it, which is really cool. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah,
that's my kid.
If you hear any yelling in the background, that's what's going on. We have John B. Seed in the studio. We have the Young Jerks. Our phone number is 617-500-7100. 7100s.
Yeah, 7100. See? Yeah.
Kravitz, Seed, and Chan, attorneys at law. And we've been talking about medical marijuana laws. And Frankie just laughs right over me. What are you doing, Frankie? Are you having that much fun here?
I'm making myself laugh. What am I, like a clown to you?
He's cracking himself up over here. I'm going to kill you today. We are the Young Jerks. We're having fun. Why not?
I'm just being a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah. A J-U-R-K, though. Not J. People still misspell it. What's wrong with you? It's J-U-R-K.
I know, seriously, man.
Jerks.
Check it
Get
out.
it. With a U. So, we're with attorney John Seed, and we're talking about medical marijuana laws. The other big thing on this, John, asking you, people grow medical marijuana, but then sometimes they get busted, like in these situations, and then they don't fight it in court. Is that a mistake? Should they be fighting it in court? Like, should they be prepared for that? Should they have an attorney already scoped out if they're growing medical marijuana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because it's not something that is well settled, as we can see. It's not black and white. And I think anytime you get, it depends where you are. Every jurisdiction is different. The Boston police are different than the Topsfield police. Some counties and towns take marijuana very seriously and are going to take this to the ends of the earth until there's a more definitive answer. But you have to respect the law. The law is the law until it changes, and it's obviously changed for the better from a defense perspective now. And I think basically with the new case law happening, I think we're gonna see some more challenges. But absolutely, you need an attorney. You need someone who knows what's going on, who knows how to fight it, and knows the angles. Especially when it comes down to being a medical patient. That's the ultimate. For me, when I get that call from somebody and it's a marijuana case, that is now my first question to them is, are you a patient? Because now that's the trump card, really.
Yeah, and I recommend you. I'm going to say that right out. People call me. I used to recommend another attorney. I recommend you guys now. I would say Kravitz for a long time, and now I've been, talking to you. It's John Seed. That's what I tell people. If you get in trouble for this medical marijuana in Massachusetts, and you're growing, you got to have a recommendation. Number one. Number two, you got to call John Seed because he'll get you off. Is what I tell people. And you know what I mean. It's like I want a professional like you that thinks that handles things the right way. You have the assistant district attorney background, so you know what these prosecutors are thinking.
Right.
To wait to file that paperwork after the whole thing's been cleared out. I mean, that's exactly what people need. So, Kravitz, Seed, and Chen is the firm, John B. Seed, KravitzLaw.com. We are the Young Jerks.
And this is WMF Radio.
We also wanted to talk about, we were pumping early. I was, anyway.
Pump it up.
The big... I don't know. We don't call it a hearing. It's a press conference.
It's a press conference.
Massachusetts Patients Advocacy Alliance. Matt Allen, who at one point I was hammering in Dig Boston. All right, I write for Blunt Truth, and I went after Matt in a lot of ways. And I'm friends with Matt, and I worked with him on the campaign for medical marijuana. But we sparred at times because I'm more of a person that just represents the patients, and I don't answer to anyone except to patients because that's what I am. And Matt had to play sometimes between the patients and the money interest and also the DPH, the government.
Yeah, he's more of a politics guy than he's more of an in-house than an out-house kind of. Exactly.
And so we each got our own roles, and we've been going at it for a while. I called him out, and I was kind of mean to him in Dig Boston, I got to admit, but I had to. I really felt like I had to take out the gloves. Someone had to do it. And then since then, Matt Allen's been great, and he was always someone that would keep communication with me, even when I was hammering him in the papers, and kept it civil, and he knew where I was coming from. I knew where he was coming from. And I know a lot of people get mad at him still. And maybe it's because of some of what I wrote, and I worry about that sometimes I go too far. But I don't think I did in this case, but I wonder if people, because I still see the comments online, I still see people still saying things. Matt Allen's gone all out. He's basically said, I've been working with DPH this is what we've done, this is the history, and they're screwing us over. And the DPH is not helping patients. The governor of Massachusetts is not helping patients. Governor Deval Patrick has turned his back, and he's going up there to do a press conference. This is the leading patient advocate group in the state of Massachusetts that helped pass this medical marijuana initiative, going up there at the State House with patients on Monday at 11 a.m. to say, people are dying, people don't have medicine, we passed a law, the governor and the DPH and the Democrats are doing everything they can to ruin patients' lives and not allowing them to have access. And there was a big story in the Globe that Frank Capone's got right here, and I wanted you to read some quotes on it, talk about it, Frankie, too.
Absolutely. So this story right here is about a woman and her child, Jill and Haley Osborne. Jill is the mom, and Haley's a 7-year-old little girl who has seizures. And over the past 4 years, she's tried 17 different medications that have, tried to basically control the electrical irregularities that are going on in her brain, causing to have dozens of convulsions every single day. And so the article, I was impressed to see this article from the Globe, because normally they have their fire and brimstone, weed is going to kill you all kind of platform. But on this one, they got it right. So we definitely want to give them.
Who's the author on that?
The author on that is Kay Lazar.
Okay, that was one of the ladies I've been hammering all forever because she's always on the DPH side. There was another story I was also trying to reference. It was Scott Lehigh, and that was the one I was really referencing that I wanted you to check out. But there's a couple stories this week from the Globe.
I saw this one. I didn't catch that one.
And you know, now that you bring that one up from Kay Lazar, I almost suspect that on Monday we'll find out. This is the way the DPH works, right? All of a sudden, the Globe's going to give us good stories going after the DPH. You watch on Monday. I would not be surprised if DPH announces that these 9 groups that are left are going to get the licenses. Or
and
something.
Then there were 9.
You know, they're going to try to change the subject. That's what happens. And I wonder if the Globe... Because I think the Globe has been, you know, as much as I went after Matt Allen about playing politics with DPH, I think the Globe has all the way. Kay Lazar always seems to have the inside scoop on what the DPH is doing the day that they're doing it. They have all the information that no one else has on why applicants are turned down, all this inside BS crap. You know, it's just... I don't think that's a story either. We'll just let it go, Frankie.
Fair enough. I'm trying to find it on my phone.
Yeah, there it is. That one right there. Medical marijuana advocates growing impatience in the Boston Globe this week.
There we go.
But, yeah, you know, Matt Allen really went after DPH and the governor, calling him out. And I hope that people show up on Monday at 11 a.m. at the State House.
Certainly. I mean, I definitely am going to make an attempt to be there. And I mean, just to look at, like, you know, someone like Nikki Smokes, for example, you know, who calls into our show, you know, a lot. And she's right up there, you know, handing a letter to the governor, you know.
All about this. And that's a good point, because thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. Awesome. You know, and she's right there, and the governor just has this look in his face like,
I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, like, who let her near me? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm running for president.
Yeah. That guy's never going to win president. But at any rate, like the awesome activism, you know, of patients in this state who refuse to give up and keep fighting and keep pushing forward is really what's going to make all this happen, you know. And whether we get 9 dispensaries or we get 40 dispensaries, we'll have legal by 2016. And at the end of the day, you know, as a patient with your card, you can grow. And if you have a problem, call our man John Seed over here. He'll take care of you.
And you're right, Frank. That's the only way that you're going to get the change brought about that you're looking for, is to continue to fight these cases, because the more cases we win, you're going to see the change in the tide that you mentioned at the beginning of this show. It's really coming. And so that's the
617-500-7100. We are the Young Jerks, EMF Radio. Thank you, John Seed. We got John Seed in the studio. We have Chris Foy in the studio from Mass Care Normal. We also have his girl, Genuine. Am I saying that right?
Genuine.
See, I just screw
It's
up
just
names.
Jen.
Yeah, just Jen Correa. I say Korea, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
You just said a name right?
Yeah.
Holy S.
This must be a big day. It takes me a long time.
Mike starts pronouncing names right. We know this.
You know how long I've known Andy Gauss? That was probably the first time I ever got his last name right.
Yeah.
I've been calling him Andy Goss from, like, ever. And he's like, every time I see him, he's like, Andy Gauss.
It's Gauss. And he's like,
oh,
Mike's like, yeah, Goss. I said it right.
I'll get it eventually, Andy. I had to get it because the guy, he writes for us at Dig Boston, and I just got it. He does good work.
He's a good dude.
Andy Gauss.
That's right. The Gauss man.
Takes me a while.
Yeah. But you get there eventually.
Yeah, eventually. The Young Jerks, WEMF Radio. I'm still holding this award. I'm like, you know, it's amazing to get an award like that, Frankie.
Yeah, no, it's super cool, man. You know, I'm happy for you. And just to get kind of back to the Freedom Rally a little bit, like that cake for the 25th annual.
I'm gonna share a picture of it right now.
Like, that cake was awesome.
You ate that?
I didn't. I had a piece.
When I see the glass around it, I'm like, what? It's like.
No, it was like built in. It was beautiful. It was like.
I was afraid of it.
Am I afraid? About $1,400 worth of donated glass from Elite to.
Did they eat the glass too?
No.
That's why I can't figure out. Like, what is going on?
They cut around
is this cake or is this glass? What is this thing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, because like I didn't even notice that until I was taking a picture. I'm like, wait a minute, that bowl is packed.
I'm like, are they smoking out of that cake?
Like, oh, cool.
Did they smoke out of the cake?
I was busy.
Dude, why didn't
see them cutting it?
Oh my God! Before you cut that, oh my goodness!
You know,
I felt wicked bad. We were gonna raffle that off. I mean, at the 25th anniversary bong, and I guess we still could, but I left it at my house Sunday, and I go to work, doing the rally Sunday, and I come home, my little brother's smoking out of it, like, yeah, I'm like, you little bastard.
Nice.
I saw the picture on Facebook. I was like, it's been christened.
I know. I was like, oh. But now we're just gonna give it to Brooke for killing it with that cake. She
made the cake.
She deserved it. Yeah,
she does
impressive.
a good cake.
She did
year.
KOP last year. It meant a lot to her to try to step up that. Like, how do you step up? Those cakes.
People were talking about it. I'll tell you that. It was posted everywhere. People love that cake.
I'm looking for a picture of it right now. I'm gonna share it on you guys' Facebook.
Sweet.
I thought I was really excited because I thought it was medicated.
Yeah.
A lot of times you just let people think it is, and they just have
It's
a
just
blast.
the placebo effect. Yeah, man, I'm having such a good time. This cake is amazing.
Well, it did light up.
Yeah.
It did.
See, I knew something spooky
light
about
up.
that cake.
And it had all like the little dab rigs around it,
The dab bar helps with the placebo effect too.
That was, I gotta admit, that was a great party. Like,
It was.
Like, I walked in there, I was like, wow. It's
Awesome
like,
space.
Yeah, space was so perfect.
Getting around the community and like seeing people's parties, we're all playing this one-up game, where it's like, oh, Bobby's Nugs party was awesome, like now we got to throw a better one, and it's like I feel like everybody's literally like just having fun with it right now.
Yeah.
Just creating the atmosphere that they want. They've always kind of dreamed of. It's I never thought I'd be throwing the 25th anniversary VIP party at the Boston Freedom Rally and then killing it.
Absolutely
and
killing it.
just having a blast.
Absolutely.
It was so good to like just get everybody in one room and just let them relax, and it's fun.
Just couches chilling, and I'm around that area all the time, and I'm like, how did I not know this place ever existed?
I know, really. Is that what's weird about that? I was like, I couldn't believe that there was even like a space back there where we could have a party.
Speakeasy.
I was like, what? That was pretty cool.
We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. We got like, there's like people want to be involved in things like that, and our community wants to have that involved. I have ideas of doing little community things where we donate a portion of the proceeds to any one of the nonprofits. It's like, oh, it's your turn to everybody comes out, and like that whole party was really thrown together with donations from all the crews that come involved. And it's like, yeah, you donate a little something to the dab bar, donate a little something here to help us get through the night. And it was just an easy party. Everybody came, correct, and just, have a good time. And it was, and Mascan raised a good, some good funds this year in the music committee endeavors, and we made a lot of good connections. I think, Mascan and the Freedom Rally has the glue to kind of stick a lot of people's efforts together, and consolidate them into one place at one time.
That's right, as we move towards fighting for legalization. And that's going to be awesome, too, when, like, we can be like, oh, yeah, the party's here. This is where the party is. Put that on Facebook, get billboards. Like, we are going to be partying here.
Oh, man, that's the goal. That's, it'll be impressive to see. Everybody has their ideas of what legalization will bring. It'll be like, oh, boom, now it's smoking and whatever. And that's
probably like 2 years. It'll be like kind of the same kind of thing.
That's like short-sighted of my like interest in it. Like I want to see like the underlining changes and the stuff that takes years to really.
It's going to take
unlearn.
a long time.
You're saying like in terms of like getting people out of jail that are in jail?
Like everything. There's 1,000 fronts. There's 1,000 fronts in this, and that's what people have to realize. It doesn't happen overnight, but there are big changes happening. It's
one thing to change the laws. It's another thing to take the years to like see the way
cultural
changing
society.
people thinks, and like and the way their kids think, and then seeing the generation that doesn't grow up in prohibition, and seeing what they think, and then seeing what they think about the fight that we had, it's just an exciting time.
We are the Young Jerks. It is EMF Radio. We're hoping to get a call from Todd McCormick. I think we might have missed it. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I didn't communicate enough with him this week. But we're going to have him on definitely next week.
Yep.
He's got his new movie coming on, The Culture High, which you should definitely check out. It's got Snoop Dogg in it, Joe Rogan. It was a follow-up to the first movie, The Union, the business behind getting high, that was screened nationally in lots of major festivals.
Mascan screening that Boston. We're holding that Boston screening.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We might be having one too. We'll be talking about that. The Culture High.
Dueling screenings.
We'll see what happens.
Efforts and
yeah, that's
there you
what
go.
I'm saying. I think we got a call.
We got a call.
This might be him. We'll take the call. Hi, who's calling?
Hello, it's Dan the Man.
Hey,
what's up,
Danny. What's up, brother?
Before we get there, Dan, because we're going to wrap it up with you, We were just saying Todd McCormick, The Culture High. Check out that movie. We're gonna have him on the show next week. He's a major activist out on the West Coast from Providence, Rhode Island. People know him. Look him up. And we were hoping to hear from him, but I don't think we're going to get there. We definitely should thank everyone for being on the show this week. John Seed for being here. Chris Foy, his girlfriend Jen Correa.
Hey.
Mascan for the Local Male Activist of the Year award and the award for WEMF Radio that they gave us today. Thank you.
And thank Dave Creswell for rocking the board for us.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
Thank you, Dave. And thank Frank Capone over here, sitting in all day.
Hey. And also Attorney Seed, John Seed, for coming in.
It's always a pleasure, boys.
Hey, absolutely.
Thank you.
And remember, Smoking in the Girls' Room's coming up next with Carmelita. The crew is here. They're waiting patiently. I know people like to listen to both shows on Saturdays. Keep listening. And we do have a phone call. I think people know who you are now. Your name's Dan the Man. You had a good joke with us last week or 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
You were giving me a hard time, Dan the Man. So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Congratulations on your award.
Oh, thank you. And congratulations to you.
I was listening on the radio, and I heard how you guys got the award. So congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome. I hope that gift card came in handy.
I meant to say thank you for that as well, Dan. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much. Dan, for the listeners, sent us a very thoughtful card thanking us for the Market Basket. He's got his job back. Yeah, and thanking Smoking in the Girls' Room as well. And sent us both gift certificates to Market Basket, which, I'm keeping that gift certificate to spend it because I love going to Market Basket. I go there all the time. And I'm giving Frankie his half in cash.
That's right.
So know that, Dan the Man.
Yeah, I think he told me you were doing that, Mike.
Yeah.
He gave me a $5 Bill Murray.
Well, at least you guys got the card and you guys can use it. It was just like a thank you gift from me to you guys.
And one thing I want to know, Dan, is you're up in the Haverhill Market Basket, which I have been to. As a kid, I used to go shopping there with my parents. When do you work there? Because I might want to get up there someday and come see you. I definitely want to look you up when you're working.
I'm there pretty much 6 days a week now.
What about like weekends, Saturdays and Sundays?
Yeah, I'm there on Saturday and Sundays too.
Wow. What time?
It varies, but
I'm like stalking you. I'm going to get in trouble.
I got a new client.
These guys, I think these guys think I'm a little creepy, Dan.
Everyone that has met me in the last 6 weeks been coming to my store.
I bet. Well, it's not creepy because you are a star now. Like I bet there's girls out there going, I want to know where Dan the Man works. I want to know what time he's there. Seriously. You guys at Market Basket, I mean, I look at it like Noelle Gordon. She's like the wife of a worker there. Like her husband.
She's the wife of one of the supervisors that got fired and they got rehired.
Yeah, I think his name's Tom. And
I know Tom Gordon real good.
Yeah, he's been working there for years, and he laughs because people refer to him as his wife now. They're like, "Oh, you're Noelle's wife, Noelle's husband," because it's like you guys. Some of you guys that spoke up on Facebook got so well known. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah. I wasn't afraid to speak my mind those 6 weeks.
Good for you, Dan.
Yeah, good for you.
Call you guys and.
Good job, man. Just want to say.
People interview me and have them take my opinion on it. It is what it is. 6 weeks is long enough. I was afraid I was going to not go back to work. So that's why I fought those 6 weeks, sticking my neck out, doing everything I possibly could to save my job. And it worked out in the good.
Look at you now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and thank God you did it. Thank God you just kept going and you didn't give up. And, I believe in the higher power. And it just proves sometimes that sometimes good things happen to good people when you just keep going. We are over our time, Dan the Man. I appreciate only you would keep us over our time. I got to let you know that right now. We are like 1 minute over. We never go this far over. Thank you very much, Dan the Man. We'll talk to you soon. We love you. We're the Young Jerks. We'll be back next week. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you for all our guests. Smoking in the Girls' Room coming up next. WEMF Radio. Thank you, Crespo.